Okay. Okay, should be. Alright, so hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Today, it is I finished what I scheduled for the week and now I'm doing something else, stream. Which is, after, how long has it been now? A while. Over half a year, I think. I think this model's actually lasted over half a year. I'm making a new personal model. As said before finish up last time, the goal for this time is to have something that tracks using, actually, let's bring this up again so that it is on record at the start of the stream as well. The goal is to have something that tracks using the mouse input config of VTube Studio, which is something I've been messing around with too much. Mainly I don't know how much this overrides everything else because I just haven't used it. There's been other people who use it so that they actually have a full hand or sometimes whole arm on the screen, which I don't know how I feel about that. But that's effectively completely separate from the base model itself sitting in the corner. But for this, we want the motion to be linked to everything else. So basically, the right arm here more or less has to be independent of literally everything else the body's doing. Why do I pick up again? Why is it always when I start stream? Oh, wait. Alright, I've just got down water. Either way, I have a sketch here. The end goal is to have the model fit into the same space that I usually have it, which is the left bottom corner. Which means, while I have the head looking down here in the sketch, and a bit to the right side of the screen, the head actually doesn't need to turn to the left as much. Honestly, if I can go to about, let me just make a new layer here. And we'll make this blue. Turn to about like here on the actual head. That is far enough in terms of how far it needs to actually turn. Basically about as far as I'm looking right now. I think I can turn more this way. And these hiccups are going away. Why are these hiccups not going away? So there's a couple of bits I haven't actually started on. One is, as everyone likes to call it, the outfit. Doing a more chibi shape here. I think what I have decided on though is that I want to squeeze in the body so it's just not quite as wide. I think I want the body to be closer to about there. So that's basically going from about there to now about here. The most defined part of this model that I think I want is that it needs to be parallel to the bottom of the monitor, so that when we're sitting up above it, we'll have the keyboard, the tablet, the mouse visible essentially in this bottom left corner. I might move the YouTube subscriber alert message, well, last subscriber thing along so that we can make space for it. But this bottom corner is going to be taken up instead by the front edge of this desk, and I think that's as far as we're going to bring it up. Just to make it more interesting, as I'm thinking about it now, I think we'll change it so that the backside of this disc is more like a message board, and we'll probably run some of our own messages on it, similar to how I run the ads, my own personalized ads over the top of the video, or the top of the stream feed. Which means 3000 by 3000 is actually going to be big enough. It should be big enough. We're not going as hard on the details, so this is our sketch. Let's put this into a folder. I think realistically I can just go straight into the lines. It shouldn't be that big of an issue. Just don't know if I should bring the disc up a bit. I think I will actually. Just looking at it now. This is sketches. And then we want another folder called LANs. Indeed. Hello there, by the way. I wouldn't be honestly that surprised if it's older phone. I think my phone isn't compatible with either, so I play it off emulator. I play most of my mobile games off emulator, honestly, because I don't like playing games on the phone. It might be because my phone's an older model and it's actually a little bit small, but it definitely doesn't help when your fingers are too fat for the phone screen. Which is ironic because the main game I played on my phone, actually on my phone, was a rhythm game. Let's see. Darker blue. Less dark blue but more vibrant. Okay. But either way, just went through a full rant of the general plans for Live2D modeling here, and now it is on to turning it into something. I'm actually thinking where I should just increase the overall size of everything here, because I want to have the bottom of this be a cutoff. In theory, I could actually work with this. Let me just put this on the board too. I could, in theory, work with this even if it's like sized like this. So I probably want to bring the disc, which needs to be parallel with the bottom of the screen, up to elbow level. And that gives me a lot more leeway without having to increase my canvas size. That probably makes playing on a phone fundamentally more enjoyable. Do I need more canvas space? Okay. This is not something that's done very often in, at least for VTuber models, but I'm going to increase the width. I don't think I actually need any more height, but I'm going to increase the width here. Okay, we want the disc to wait a minute. Do I want this to cut off on the corner as well? Or no, I should really just do that as a... thing in OBS rather than in the actual image. That'd be stupid. Also, I'm not making much progress today. There's no urgency in this. This is the I'm done for the week, so I need something else to work on. Thing that I'm working on. Which also very conveniently means I have a lot more time to just try to convince myself that what I'm doing is correct, which is always honestly not that bad of a thing. Do I need extra buffering in the bottom? Let me think about this. Do I need extra buffering to deal with inward-outward lean? Because it's not going to be a... Actually, do I need a Y motion? Do I need a big body Y motion? Well, it's not going to be big because we want to be seated. Actually, do I want the model to be seated or do I want the model to be standing? Yeah, I could agree with that. Even though I would usually also apply that more to when things are actually happening and not during the planning phase. We're basically in the planning phase right now. Oh boy. I have like one friend who claims they have OCD. So I do have a general idea how that is. I'll admit that I'm personally more in the camp of I reached a point of not caring enough about what other people think to just push things out even though they're a little half-assed. So, which is generally not a good thing in the more professional fields, but when I'm doing stuff for myself, it's actually not that bad because it means I'm actually pushing things out. Either way, I have to actually plan this out in a way where it's not gonna burn my ass later, because honestly, the majority of problems that come up in Live2D related pieces is actually in the art and not in the modeling process. Or a problem that comes up in the modeling process is usually because of the art and not because of the actual modeling. Which is why planning is actually very vital here. Okay, I think I do actually need a buffer. I just don't need that much of a buffer. Let's increase the height by like 500 pixels. The way I like to explain Live2D, along with majority of 2D layer distorting animations, is that you are creating the illusion of movement. So the final thing is that it's actually a distort tool in Clip Studio here, so I can actually just very quickly do an example. It's not going to be quite as nice as in Live2D, but let's say we have a circle here. But that's like a very traditional animation, isn't it? When you go frame by frame. So basically, for the most part, Live2D remembers a whole bunch of keyframes of actually, it might actually be quicker if I just open Live2D. Why am I doing it like this? As long as I'm not opening a VTuber model, it's going to load very quickly. This is a convenient part of not actually being on a stricter schedule. I can just do things very slowly and pull things up when I feel like it. Blah, blah. And I believe there was another 2D animation tool called Spine, which is similar to Live2D. The advantage of Live2D in the current market is that it is one, it has official support to go into Adobe After Effects. So if you do animations that go through the Adobe pipeline, you can go through After Effects to add effects. And the second one is that it has official support for the Unity game engine, which is why the majority, especially in Asia, when they want to give their waifus and husbandos more life, they use Live2D to do those animations. But regardless, oh yeah, just ignore the fact that my Live2D is still Japanese. So basically, at its core, you have all of the layers taken from a PSD file that you'll save from your art program. So each individual layer here will correspond to a layer here. So you'll see that we have it totally being covered by the chat right now. Let me just turn the chat off. Where is this? So we turn the chat off there. You can see in the left side here, we have a whole bunch of parts. These are just the individual layers from the PSD. Given how it works, generally it's advised to squash down all your layers so that all your blending layers are flattened into a single layer, so that we have this piece behind it. Then you give it this mesh, this web of dots. If you're familiar with 3D modeling, or you have seen some forms of 3D modeling, it's actually pretty similar to that. Or if you understand computer graphics in any way. This mesh acts as a skeleton to control the shape of the art layer below it. So if I just turn off the default so I can move stuff around, basically within this vertice, like these three vertices, let me just actually go like this so I can only see this piece. Each three vertices forms a triangle, and based on the position of the vertices, it will basically deform the insides of the triangle based on the position of its three corners. So this honestly isn't a very good shape because I didn't have to change it. But like basically if I stretch this out, it will try to pull the insides of the triangle to fit the shape of the three corners of the triangle here. And you can also see the triangle here, this part is stretching out because this point is being moved around. So when you're doing things inside of Live2D, kind of. The way you usually deform things is by using a deformer, which at its honestly not very good. Actually, we might have to look at a visual model. It's probably easier to look at a visual model for this because there's just more deformations. And this is why it's very convenient that we're not doing anything important today. This is going to take a while to load. And it might lag a little bit as well, because usually when I'm working on full models, I have to turn off VTube Studio. Usually, instead of calling it rubber, I would call it closer to paper or cloth. Oh boy, it's so laggy. Okay, let me just turn the camera off here. Does it stop using resources when I turn the camera off? Okay, I'm just gonna be stuck there for a while, don't mind me. Oh, still a little laggy. I definitely didn't optimize the way I made this this particular model, so unfortunately you're gonna have to put up with it being a little bit shaky right now. So you'll see that the shape of the deformer, it basically makes up this square with a bunch of base control points along with a division of points which controls the mesh below it. And then we'll basically set, along some keyframes, a change to the former, which warps the mesh below it. So you can kind of see we pull the area around here inwards on the deformer, and then we pulled this outwards, and we have changed the bases of the anime head, which is the circle with the general extension for the jawline underneath here. We've basically pushed in the eye line and pulled the cheek out to create the sideways, like 3/4-ish facing head, like so. So if I pull this more, you'll see that the pieces are transforming a little bit more. The idea behind Live2D is more effectively, along with other technologies of this kind, is that you are taking a single image and without requiring several variations to create different frames of motion, you effectively tell between keyframe 0 here in the headx output. Basically, all of these vertices know where they're supposed to be standing when it's at 0, 0, and they all know where they should be at 1. And you get this in-between motion by each vertice moving from here to their position here. Come on, Obi. Yes, I'm in the middle of explanation here. Okay, I don't know where I cut off, but basically, every vertice remembers the position at each keyframe, and as you go from one remembered keyframe to the next, it will interpolate to, well, each vertice will interpolate between the two known positions based on the value of the parameter to create the illusion of motion. In terms of how you actually do some of the motion, I think we can actually see it in the ribbon here, so let's actually look at that. So imagine that you have a piece of cardboard kind of divided into like this general shape. Similar to how if you wanted to make it look like something is further away, you'll just kind of pull down on the corners while also pulling the center outwards. So that kind of looks like the outside is turning away while the actual shape is moving to one side. Now that is the basis of all of the motion. Let me just make sure I put it back where it was. In a way. The way I explain it is very technically ambitious here. So let's say that we have this individual flick. So currently this is just this part of the eyelash, not the whole piece. The whole piece we have separately over here, which is like this. This part has to be planned out during the art process. Namely, if we want to have the lash be able to move individually from the flick off on this lash move individually from the main body of the actual eyelash here, which we can kind of see if I go into the physics. Oh my god, it's so laggy. Let's see if you can actually physically see it. Because we have an eye open react here. Is that connected to the lashes as well? Yeah, the lash flex. So we look at the eye. Once I find it. You'll oh. That is completely covered. Okay, the eyes are pretty covered, but okay, actually no, what? Look at the eye. Like the actual eyeball. Each layer of the eye here is separated, namely the highlights are separated. And the refraction of light here is separated as well. You can see that there's a wobble that occurs with the actual eyeball, and also one that occurs with each of the highlights that happen here. And if you look closely, the actual refraction of light here does not change. Which means, effectively, that the whole eyeball, the way I've done it, the whole eyeball could have been one piece. Each highlight has to be an individual piece so that they can move independently. And then this refraction of light also has to be an independent piece. And if you go onto Twitter, most likely, I think it'll be Twitter, you'll find most of them. You'll see some very elaborate eyes in particular for VTuber models, because people really like turning the eyes into this incredibly busy mess. But you'll have to plan ahead to decide on exactly how each layer has to be separated and what part needs to be moving individually. Similar with the hair. The hair, whenever I make models, seems to be a lot simpler because I just don't have the willpower to go through a whole ton of hair. But if you want each piece of hair to be able to swing individually, you'll need it to be separated from each other. If I wanted this to flow, I guess, less symmetrically, I guess I'll call it, I'd actually have to separate all of the parts here into different physics parameters and then play with like the strength of the physics and all that good stuff. But I don't usually do that because I'm lazy. What else is there for things you have to pay attention to? I guess there's also the depth of things. The ribbon here is actually made up of a huge number of parts here, just to ensure that every part behaves and nothing goes wrong. So if I turn off the deformers, where is it gone? You'll see up here that this one ribbon is actually made up of, what, like 10 parts? 12 parts or something? Basically, the way I did it was that the front side of the ribbon here is actually separated from the inner side of the ribbon here. Because when things are turning, because you don't actually have control of 3D space, if this was one object, like, so that if it looked like this as a single object, you'll find that as you pull, particularly this part of the line right here, across to kind of push it in front of this part, because you're turning it, so you're like this side will slowly get in front of this side. You basically can't do that if it's one piece, because of the limitations of how you can morph the actual art mesh. So that is another consideration you have to take when messing around with this. It's actually less relevant if you're not turning enough for that to be relevant, but because this is already angled at a side angle and it's on the side of the head, which turns quite a bit, you have to ensure that when it turns, I haven't actually done it very well, but this piece actually moves closer together. Actually, it's more relevant on the back piece. You can kind of see the back piece actually goes from having a somewhat significant gap here into basically the front and the back pieces overlapping. couldn't do it fully because of the way I did this line here. That was definitely a mistake. I probably shouldn't have done that line like that. What did it look like originally? Oh yeah, it was like a full line all the way across. And of course you have to make sure that it will work, turning both ways. I think I had that line like that because I had to turn it both ways. I think that was like the main reason for that. Oh. I didn't move the ear. That's hilarious. The ear's just floating. Oh jeez. Wait, do I even have the ear on in the version I pumped out? I don't know. But that is the general basis of how the motions work. Then, it is a matter of making each of these individually keyframe motions work together. So let's say we have the head turning one way, the head looking up while also turned. We have to make sure all of these keyframes actually behave when they move together, which is usually the biggest challenge of a live track model like a VTuber model. It's way less relevant for the emotes you see on the side of the screen because those have animations which are fully controlled and we don't have to worry about anything. That was a more relevant part here. Is it into here? I mean, honestly, looking at this again, I didn't do this particularly well with the motion here. I mean, it's like so laggy. But basically, you just had to incorporate every piece here moving inwards at an angle, while also being able to move to the side, while also being able to turn. And, well, that's more of a in Live2D modeling problem than a art problem, but you still have to make sure all of the pieces individually won't get in the way of each other or split apart from each other really awkwardly when everything starts moving. Which is also why everything has to be separated so aggressively, because you need every piece to effectively individually move. Which you can actually see, I think, if I just go like this. Does that do? I just went Control A, and this might have been a terrible idea because this uses a fair amount of memory. Yeah, no, I think that was a bad idea. Oh, yep, that's completely killed itself. Oh, I need more RAM on my machine. Effectively like that, you can effectively see, like, especially in the more busy areas where there was a lot of different parts. These are not individual meshes with super thick vertices. These are lots of different pieces with vertices layered on top of each other because you just need to separate everything and then you just end up with this giant mess. Actually, I think there's a way to... I haven't really ordered this. I don't know how effectively you can look at it, but there was a way to pop this out to view in 3D mode or something. I don't actually know how to do that though, because I never use it. Regardless, that's enough of that. We're just not gonna save any of that. And we can turn you back on. I don't know how well I explained that, but that was very impromptu, so I tried my best. Which is where we come back to this, which is how to exactly plan this. I think the bits that probably don't matter is going to be... Well, the disc has to be number 1, so, how thick is this? Oh, jeez. 10. How thick is that? Do I want it to be that thick? Do I want thicker outlines, or do I want less thick outlines? Well, regardless, I think what we want is to bring this up to, like, here. You can work with the around outline, that's fine. Do I want the bottom of this to be visible? If the bottom is not going to be visible, I can actually stretch this out and just let it be a lot wider than it needs to be. And if we can't see the bottom, then we can actually have this at a perspective, because effectively what I'm thinking is that the perspective itself should be something like that, where there's actually what's effectively a base to the disc, but we're probably, well, we are aiming to cut it off so that we're basically only seeing that much above that line. Okay, so this is effectively the foreground, so let me just make a folder for that. Actually, let's do something fun. In terms of how it usually ends up when messing around for a VTuber model, let's actually just look at the one I brought up before, because that's actually a comparatively simple model in terms of details. We're going to look at the CSP, which is the version of the model which is not squashed down and all the blending layers are still separated, because that's usually a good bit of fun. And also it causes my PC to chug along and very slowly load up the file because there's way too many layers. Let's just let that go for a bit. So the very fun part of a Live2D model, we just pull this layer thing out here so that you can very much get a good clear image of the insanity that usually occurs here. Well, you can see that this is only the backside of the cape, so this is only like this part back here. And it's already, what, like 15-ish layers? I think usually you look at the eyes, I do something insane because I keep all of the layers separated. Yeah, it's about like a good like 16-ish layers here as well. With just the eyeball. Why did I do so many layers of the lash? What the hell was I doing? It's definitely one of the things that if you're not good at organizing, you'll become very quickly very good at organizing things, because if you don't use folders and you don't name your stuff, you're going to lose everything very quickly. Uh, it's like when I first started doing Live2D alongside a friend who was more, because like at that time I was only just learning how to draw. Like she was significantly more well versed in the means or in the art of digital art, and she always told me that she was very bad at naming everything. It's like, yeah, but I'm not smart enough to just know that my multiply layer is that part of the coloring. Oh boy, just like looking at this, it's just like, yeah, that's a thing that happened. Okay, so, I think I should actually determine how much of this will be visible on screen, or how much of it I want visible on screen. Because I think I'm just going to use it to run my own messages. And I need to decide on what the starting position of the body actually needs to be. Because this is not a standard standing straight facing forward model. I don't have to abide by those laws, but there's also very much a world where those laws exist for a reason, because it makes things a lot easier to work with if they start from the center. The fun bit is that I think I can actually get away with a head that starts turned, courtesy of the fact that the general design for my personal model is that the hair is much longer on the left side of the head, which means I can get away with actually, let me just make some new folders here. I can effectively get away with the shape of the head here, and I can get away with the lack of an ear here, because it's just never going to be visible. It really just depends on how I cut the hair around here. Actually, how many layers is on my current model? Let me have a look at this. On this current model, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just that clump covering the eye. Honestly, I'm not... The more I look at my model now, the less happy I am with it. I think I made it like way too symmetrical. Can I get away with the head being turned? I should be able... Actually, no, the bit I'm worried about is actually not the cheek or the side of the head and the eye line. I think it's actually going to be the chin. Can I control the chin properly if I don't start from a central symmetrical position? But I do need the head to be able to turn a little to the left, well, to turn right and face left. It's probably still better if I just do the head the more standard way and keep it centered. Okay, so if I'm gonna center the head, then what's actually better to do here is to where is 2000? I'm 4000 wide, right? Oh, where am 2000. We're just going to put not a perspective ruler with symmetrical ruler. Just going to slam a that symmetrical ruler right down the middle here. And we'll center the head around that. I don't know if I'm actually going to center the body around that, actually. But the body has to turn this in the head. And the body, there's a lot more leeway on what I can do with the body. Do I need to center the body? I don't need to center the body, I need to center the head. Yeah, center the head, make the chin in particular less of a pain to deal with. And also makes everything else easier to work with if I have it centered to the canvas. Do I need to center to the canvas? Oh, that's the other question, isn't it? Do I need to center to the canvas? I don't need to, but I need to reflect things now. Okay, let us go ahead and do okay, not like that. Draw a circle that roughly fits the size of the head I need. Use this to center it. And then I need this to be about there. I do not. I need to be. Ah. No, the head should only be like about this big. And then we need to. This is the part where I feel like I should just more or less eyeball it a bit more rather than go through these strict parameters. Okay, let's see. Let us just go ahead and turn snapping on, and we're going to create. Do I need it to go down that far? Is this snapping? How do I feel about that? Okay, do a centered head. Okay, this makes it easier to do things like eyes at the very least. Here, do I do face in here as well? Okay, we'll do face in here as well. Put this on the photo called right. Wait, no, put this in, and then put this into the photo called eyes. Then we'll go flesh. I haven't really done a sketch of this, so this is going to be very much eyeballed, but it should be fine. Let's go. Maybe what I want this to end. That mark on my monitor. What is? Oh, I just tried to erase something that wasn't there. Bring that down too fast. Lash is always one of those interesting pieces where it might honestly be easier to bend it inside Live2D, where bending things is much easier. Do I want a side? I want to actually break this up a bit more. Why is this not centered? What? Should be centered. Lash into iris. Put this into a folder for eyeball. don't know what I made that way too fat. I made that way too fat, I feel like. Do I want a side lash? Oh, how do I feel about that? Okay, then we go not face mouth. Looking not to be as aggressively whatchamacallit, expressive as standard chibi models, but oh, we'll do sure. What's a mistake about this? Alright, what do I want to do here? Should probably actually do a sketch here. Based on the different here perspective. How do I need to separate this? Oh boy, here come the missile lines. Let's... That's too much share. I'll bring that down a bit. Should be... Want to do it like that or not do it like that? Do I need a ear on both sides? Hello there, how you doing? Let's go. The right ear needs to be in front of everything. So, this is a personal use Live2D model that I'm working on right now. There's just a lot of planning that I'm going through to make sure everything fits correctly in the art process before it even gets mildly close to Live2D. So in terms of who's this is me. This is the best way to say it. Yeah, this is gonna be more of a simpler style model than one that I actually have somewhat drafted that I don't know how I feel about right now. Oh, you know, for those that follow my channel for over half a year now will know that usually my personal models don't last longer than half a year before I decide to make a new one. Oh dear. As for this one, the goal is purely based around here with the hand XY. Oh jeez, hiccups back. Oh boy. Regardless, this is... oh jeez. Oh, look. This model, the core aim is... Cheers, eh? To use this mouse input. And that is almost entirely the reason this is happening. So, see if I can add anything else to it that, can make it a little bit more interesting. The simplest style should actually provide a lot more leeway that I don't have to, like, think as hard about how to add stuff to it. Which should be, in a way, should be good. Because I've been meaning to try and add alerts to, or I've been thinking about adding alerts to the VTuber model. Actually, let's bring that up there. For quite a while now. So there is somewhere. Well, there's one for Twitch things. When was this added? Oh, yeah, sure, whatever. Basically, there's existing Twitch settings, Twitch integration into Visual Studio that basically makes it so that you can play animations when you certain events happen. The most common usually being subscriber, like Twitch subscriber alerts. In my case, as a small channel, will be follower alerts. But you can basically make your model do something, which is something I've been thinking about adding for a long time, but I never get around to it. Along with the fact that those alerts come up so little that I don't know how much they'll be used, and really reduces the amount of effort that I usually put into thinking about that. You can do that? Huh. I'm learning new things about this thing. Oh, yeah, this goes. Right now, we only have like starting bits of the head, which while the sketch underneath is turned, doing the head centered, because doing the head centered just makes things easier. What is the spot? Okay. I'm just... Oh, there we go, do here. I don't want to do this. Let's just pop that out. Oh, wait. Reconnecting. Hmm. 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 Oh, I need here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hmm. 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 Like overall design changes. The biggest changes, I guess, would be like the significantly shorter hair. The idea for this model is also that there's just going to be less theming around it anyway, as well. So the clothing's probably going to be a lot simpler. I haven't actually decided on the clothing yet. Ba-ba-bum. There's already effectively a base design for the model technically, because it's the same one I use for well, if I ever got around to pushing out videos, then you'll have already seen it, but it's the general design that I'm using for that. Actually, where is it? Let me just see if I can dig it out. Where is it? Where do I keep all that stuff? Is it just in my Live2D things folders? No, not this. Is it this? It is not this. Where the hell do I keep it? This? Nope. Where do I keep it? Where the heck do I keep it? Well, that's slightly problematic. Where did I put it? Also, if I'm not making any progress, it doesn't matter. This is the extra thing when I'm done for the week. So I'm really not bothered by working on this at any kind of mildly fast pace. Where the heck did I put it? Oh, here we go. Okay. See how long that takes to load up. Well, there's a whole bunch of arms here, but that's like the base design of what's intended. Very much separated pieces. Probably not go with dress shirt. But the head is, this is like the base design. I I'm actually gonna pull back the braid a bit. Don't know how I feel about going all the way down with that. Got something fun? Let's go. Oh, what do I want to do here? Actually, we'll pull up the game as well. But not really in a rush here. All in the gacha? Jeez. Aren't half of them, like, limited? Or is the global version currently doing a more varied gacha? It's definitely not what they're doing in the Japanese version right now. Just take it easy and just turn the game on, see if BlueStacks will behave without my ad blocker stopping her from running ads before the game. Man, I love how it's giving me ads for like homes in Australia. Even the retail ads are telling me to move across the ditch. Oh wait, is the game gonna turn on? Oh, actually, if my ad blocker, well, I mean, my ad blocker is currently running off the Nord VPN one, and it does work. Like, it stops BlueStacks from bringing up the ads, which noticeably increases performance because it's not diverting resources into running the ads. Which is like 90% of the reason why I really think I should switch off the simulator. Just the one that doesn't just aggressively try to put ads in my face and not run correctly because of that. Well, right now, the gacha, as far as I know, is just like the standard Seiya, Asuna, double banner. Well, not really double banner, but like both the banners are up. Because the limited characters don't appear in the bottom of your student list, right? Because you can't unlock them, isn't it? Because you can't unlock them via just like shards or something with the limited. Yeah, because they. Which means that the limited characters only appear in their own limited banner. Oh yeah, I've got free pools. Who wants to go gambling? Oh dear. Keep forgetting that there's free pools. They keep building up. Yeah, it's like the fact that I actually spent gems on getting Seiya. I'm actually like not that far of a spark. Like by the time the free pools are over, I'll be what, at 140, I think. Also, I haven't had a single pink envelope since like the first free pool. So that's also a thing. I mean, my tickets have plenty of time, so I'm not going to use them. That's these gachas, but these ones need like special tickets. Wasn't really trying that hard to load information that, or load and data that it disconnected my ass. Oh, half the images didn't even load. That's hilarious. Alright, that. Man, I love how any separate download stream occurring just immediately kills my connection. Well, I loaded more of the images. Well, kind of. No, I didn't. Oh dear. Yeah, the limited characters aren't in the gacha normally. I mean, technically they have some extra gems because the update that was on the game yesterday was we did something wrong with the update, so here's some free stuff update, which was neat. Actually, wait, no, I do have some stuff I need to get from here. What am I low on? It's like 80, 30, 377. Do I just max this out. How much of the 6 do I have? 13. Alright, well. Bum. Um, oh, and what is a tree here? Why not? I guess it's actually a good thing that I'm aware of what the event is this time, or the structure of it. So I'm actually like very grudgingly going through the those exploration maps that I really don't like. Where's the new? Oh, wait. Am I going over on the good old AP? Yes, I am. I think the more amazing thing recently is that I've actually ran out at some point of the item for like those little orb thingies for strengthening equipment. It's like I didn't even know it was possible to run out of those things and how quickly they stack up. 90. Do I have space for 90? Probably not, right? 169? Yeesh. And it's definitely part of the event that would have been more enjoyable while I was playing on the phone and using my thumbs rather than awkwardly dragging a mouse along the screen. But there was actually a part that required somewhat precise motion. Well, technically not very precise motion, but way more precise than dragging on a phone really allow, or dragging on a screen with a mouse really allows. Probably would have been better if I actually used my tablet, because at least that's somewhat closer to using a finger on a phone. What do I need in a shop right now? Do I want more of these? Probably. Do I want more of these? Probably. Do I want more of these? These pink dildo looking like things. I mean, I know but they're more like Honeywell statues, but when the arms aren't fully formed, they definitely look like a goddamn dildo. I need more of these? Probably. I think I need more like every single one of these. Or whatever. Let us go, you. What am I looking on all these? 130. Wait, you can put... Why can you put the elevator... Oh no, it's not the elevator, it's escalator. Okay, I was trying to say, like, you put a whole ass... Wait, no, you're putting a whole ass escalator into your cafe. What the heck? What the heck is happening there? Might actually be able to afford the furniture from the event for a change. They're just like max out on these. That's well, right? It never hurts to have a lot of these. I go through the whole of this in 7 minutes. It's kind of interesting to actually have you play 2 characters for this one though, since the last one you were just Hina the whole way through. What do you want me to do here? There. We should go talk to someone. Oh, boy. I can see the sparkle, but how do I get to that sparkle? I'm just turning it off. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to just turn off the treadmill when someone's running on it, but okay. I mean, I know the treadmill was going berserk, but I'm pretty sure it's safer to hop off it than to have someone else suddenly turn it off. Being funny. Oh, by the way. Very much indeed. La ba 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 la ba bum. Well, there was a very unnecessary flip over that barricade. uh... That's the last enemy. It's gonna be a very unnecessary flip over that barricade again. I don't like how this part is. If you weren't paying attention to all the announcements, since none of the announcements are actually in the game, it's like, whoa, spoiler alert. You know, it's probably not the most effective thing to do when you're chasing people down, right? Especially when it wasn't really in your way to begin with. Oh, neat. It's an ad for a freaking adult site. Jesus. Fucking hell. Oh, let's just squeeze that out there. Gotta love how her skill was so absolutely unnecessary during the sequence. It's like 3 to 4 extra seconds of her just firing into the abyss after she immediately kills someone. I'm pretty sure yelling at people to stop never really works. It's just the standard when you're chasing people, you just yell at them to stop because they will certainly stop because you yelled at them to stop. Oh, wait. Skip all of the story. Was that the next spot? No, I'm walking to tomorrow. Alright. Okay, so regardless, So this is going to continue being the I'm done for the week and I need something to work on thing that will be happening for the foreseeable future. As usual, there's not yet a plan for next week. I'll think about that before starting on Monday, most likely, as usual. There was a part of me that was thinking about whether to turn this week's one into a say doing a Solid Snake under the box, but maybe we'll do that next week. You know, I had to decide on like a format for that in terms of how to deliver it. I'll have a bigger think about it in the future. Leave that to future me. Alright, so anyways, thank you very much for watching today's session of a little bit of sketching, a little bit of roughing out, and the starting basis of this personal use VTuber model that is not following the sketch already because I turned the head to not be facing a set angle to begin with. If you want to see more art things from me, remember to be subscribed. Or I've turned the Twitch side off, so just make sure you subscribe to the YouTube and leave a like because it helps me out, and I shall see you all again next time.